strain on your back?
Pause. This man here is misusing his equipment, so let's learn more about it. Before filming, there is a lot to consider, but one of the major ones is equipment. We'll be continuing shortly after the notice. We have a professional filmmaker with us, Howard Bland, who has been making documentaries and short films since the 90s. And then we've got some random people that we spotted with cameras and interviewed. Originally, we've planned to feature one filmmaker from the 2000s and one from the 90s, both with their unique styles and experiences, but things didn't go quite as planned. Both happened to have a day off when we scheduled our interviews, so we decided to switch things up a bit. Either way, we made it work. Hope you enjoy.
Yeah, so whatever we could afford, the best we could afford is the way we approached it. So the first proper productions I did would definitely be after film school, and a lot of them at the time were ARRI SR2 ARRI Flexes, which are 16mm cameras, because digital was still quite young in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I was trained on 16mm film, working with Panavision Kodak stock, and I particularly like working with 250 to 500 daylight stocks, and working with tungsten stocks as well, on Kodak especially. Yes, we had teams. Yeah, it's a lot of equipment. Yes, you need camera vans. So we had lighting vans and we had camera vans to carry all the equipment in.
So you had two vehicles throughout the shoot.
Sometimes one camera lighting van would be the same one. If we didn't have a van, we didn't do van hire, then it could just be in the boot of someone's car, but it would still be pretty heavy equipment. On lower budget production stuff, which I wasn't doing in London, but more when I went to documentaries in Africa, then we switched really to DSLRs, because that was the big thing at the time, because digital cinematography only really started in the late 90s, and the first film to actually like fully shoot everything at the time was Attack of the Clones, George Lucas.
Yeah.
And that was all shot digitally.
Hey, what's your name?
Oh, hi, I'm Kodi.
What kind of equipment are you carrying today?
The Sony a6700 mini Manfrotto tripod and the 16-50 Sony optical steady shot lens.
So what kind of settings are you running with your Sony camera today?
Don't know about ISO yet, but we're probably going to stick to lowish to medium shutter speed because we're doing some filming, and probably a low f-stop, just to get that nice little blurry background, which I love. And it's quite heavy
So what
and
kind
big.
of lens is this?
It is a 18-200, and I believe it is a 3.5 to 6.3.
Why do you use this equipment, though? Why do you prefer to use this setup?
Wide angle and longer shots, really. Interviews, stuff like that, I can go from 16 or like 23, and then if someone walks away I can still go to 50. If not, I can always swap and get further shots with these. So yeah, and this one's got a sun visor.
Alright, thank you so much for explaining your setup.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, massively, because obviously once the digital cinema market, because I mean George Lucas pioneered that first of all, 1999. If it's my film self-funded me, then I'll go for that mid-range between the DSLR commercial market and something like an ARRI Alexa, which is just too expensive. Even just the body of the camera is like something like 60,000 euros. Okay, so there is a market for that with many cameras. Panavision are good at this. and Canon became good at this. I mean, they pioneered with the 5D Mark II, but they continued with their C series cameras. So I think the last thing I shot on a Canon C series was on the C100, which is the more affordable entry line one, C100 Mark II, and I chose that because it was very portable and it had great XLR inputs, and it has all the things you basically need without having something like a 300, which is a little bit heftier, and I wanted to go handheld because of influences I talked about. And that was for a documentary series I did 2 years ago, which was on a footballer from Japan who played for a national team in Zambia. You see, so you had all these Zambian football players in the middle of sub-Saharan Africa, and one of the players was Japanese. So TV Tokyo, a director from there, he hired me as his cinematographer for that documentary series that they showed on Japanese television. When I was young, we shot with like Sony DV handycams, mini DV, mini DV tape, and yeah, they're just like your dad's old video camera handycam style things.
Would you use that in your films, in your production?
No, but I still love it, and I still have mine from the mid-90s when I was just like 10 years old. I love it, and I just keep it at home, and I've kept it all these years. That's what I try to teach you guys in film. Take care of your equipment. It'll take care of you. You can keep it for years and years. And I still have a mini DV cam Sony, which I bought on Amazon like 25 years ago, and it's still in good condition.
Still records?
Yeah, I'm not sure it still records. Okay, but I do have a Canon Canon 60D, which was sort of more ergonomic model with the first DSLR to have that flip screen from Canon after the 7D, which I think is 2009, 2010 model. I still have that, and it fully works and it's fully functional. Because you have to invest in lenses as much as you invest in camera bodies. Because a great lens can make a cheap camera body stand out, you see. And that works perfectly well.
Nice.
So I've even shot full-length documentaries on things like Canon 7D, Canon 60D. So.
Before we finish this, do you want to say anything to the audience that might be watching? Maybe future filmmakers?
Stay in school.
Stay in school, okay.
Yeah, and complete your assignments. And don't bunk off school.
Don't bunk off school.
Yes,
okay.
yes, Harry?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.